and welcome to Rainbow Stars channel. And today I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an update on the whole could I be or could I not be pregnant. Now I'm going to start this video by saying what happened in the morning. So I woke up in the morning, did one test, and the results were quite shocking. To be precise. Remember when I said I didn't think at all that I could, that there was even a remote possibility that I could be, although it was 0.1%? Well, it turns out I fall within the 0.1%. Yeah, it's not just one test, because after I took the one, I was like, okay, what are the chances that that could be a fluke, right? As I was waiting for one to develop, I really didn't, I don't believe these things unless I have 100% proof. So I took the other one. Just as strong as the first one. Still in disbelief. No way. There's no possible way. Yes. Girl, you are pregnant. A big, fat yes. So, I am expecting another little bundle of joy. I am very much obese, 100% not in the best health. And I don't know how my health is going to hold up this time versus the last time. This is a new experience because it's a new pregnancy, so we'll just see how it goes. I'll take it one step at a time. I'll start walking daily like I normally do to increase blood flow. I will drink milk more often. I will take prenatal vitamins. I'll eat healthier and try my best not to gain even more weight, because any more weight than this could really hurt me. Like, I injured myself just recently. So I really do not need to injure myself some more. So I'm just going to have to take it easy. And as for my son, I'm going to do the best I can whilst being in a precarious situation where I am expecting, and I'm also higher risk than most people. I suspect everything, just like last time, is going to go down in the third trimester because the baby's going to be bigger. And the bigger the baby is, the more demand for blood flow, so my heart's going to go crazy. I'm huge, so that's also going to affect my blood pressure. I'll have to be more conscious of strokes at that point, just like last time, and just watch out for cholestasis, because if I start developing that, I'm going to itch like a mad woman, and it's going to be miserable. But that's if it develops. Now, it's very rare to happen, so it might not happen this time, but it might. Normally, if you've had it once, you might get it again with your next pregnancy. So, not really looking forward to that if that is the case. But we can hope, right? I would hope for a natural birth instead of a C-section, and I would hope for the best. But you also have to be prepared too. So, yeah, I'm kind of excited. A little bit. My son's going to have a playmate. He's going to have a brother or a sister. We don't know yet. And I did inform the father. And I informed him right after the test came back positive. I was concerned about how it would go. So I was stumbling and mumbling and having issues with getting it out, because the last experience I had with this same scenario didn't end well. So, yeah. So, obviously I waited for his reply after I told him, and finally after it left my mouth, that I took a test, and we are definitely positive. His reaction was, well, I'm working right now. I can't really get to you because I have a sea of children. I could hear the children in the background screaming and laughing. He works at many different places. He has multiple jobs. And he's very talented. So he can get a job just about anywhere. He's really awesome. Like, I actually do envy him because he can hold down like multiple jobs. And I can't even manage to do one physical job. So other than motherhood, I would argue motherhood is a job all on its own. But I would have loved to be in a better financial situation. I would have loved to be married. I would have loved to be in a different dynamic here, because even though he is willing to help financially, like I thought he would be, he's not going to be changing his plans, obviously. He had plans already to move to New York, and he is still going to do that. And I would never ask him to, or trap him. But as long as he helps financially, that's better than nothing. And as long as he is committed to the kid, if he wants to be that father figure to his child, if he wants to be present, well, obviously he has the right to do that. But yeah, I do need to talk to him more about his involvement, if he's going to be like super involved and come visit all the time, or if he's going to travel back and forth from New York to here. I would never feel safe sending my kid to New York, so he would have to come visit my kid, our kid, rather. I get very possessive over my children. That's just because I'm overly protective. I would just hate to, because obviously I wouldn't be able to leave. I have to take care of my mother and my baby, the other sibling. So like in the future, if there's a chance of doing, part holiday with me or whatever, part holiday with you, I don't want to send my child to New York without me. It's just not happening. So he would have to travel back and forth himself. It's just not feasible for me to relinquish my protective barrier of no child travels by themselves. So that's just me though. But yeah, so there will be a little bit of a dynamic issue there, but he did state he's going to push back his plans to move until well after the pregnancy is over. He wants to be supportive emotionally as well, which is fantastic. It's way more than I could hope for, and especially given the situation. So he's actually excited, which is really good. He's excited because he never suspected he'd have another one either. So although it's not planned and it's not ideal, and there are things we're going to have to work out between the two of us financially and whatnot to make it work, we're both committed to making it work. So he has to be committed to make it work, because there is no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm expecting, and unless I suffer some kind of misfortune where my body relinquishes the baby early on its own, which can happen to people, which I would not want to happen to me, but like I said, anything's possible. So unless something like that happened, we're having a baby. So the universe has blessed me yet again with a little surprise. Yep, universe or God, or whoever you believe in. I personally believe in God myself, but it's not so by the book, if that, you know what I mean. I believe in science too, so I go hand in hand. I was raised Baptist. Doesn't make me overly religious. I believe that you can have faith about something without being overly religious about it, or preachy, or pushy. So no, whatever you believe in, universe, God, whatever. I've been blessed. So my mom's not too thrilled for many reasons. I have health issues. It's risky. We don't have the space right now because we're in a situation where we have my mother, my father, my son, myself, my cousin, my aunt, and my uncle all under one roof. That's 7 people. And now we're expecting a baby on top of 7 people. Yeah, it's not ideal. So I'm hoping that my uncle and aunt will move out and make more room so that my dad can move rooms and the 2 children can share a room for themselves. which eventually the two children will need their own spaces, I'm sure. But that won't come until much later. But even then, bunk beds are a thing. I could have a bunk bed. I can make that cool. I can make that room really cool for two kids. So, not the end of the world. Push comes to shove, I move them into my room, which is bigger by an inch than their room. So, I'd make them happy somehow. And I mean, there's also the sun porch. I could move to the sun porch and relinquish my room if it becomes a problem. Yeah, so it's definitely a thing. Um, Recently, I reached out to one of my extended family to see if we can start conditioning Elion to like to go over to her place and so she can babysit him. He has a lot of separation anxiety. He's never away from mom. And when he is away from mom, it's still in the same house, and mom is floating around the house somewhere while he spends time with mama or grandpa. So, but we are never really away. Like, I got away only one day, and that was when my sister came to visit, and she took me out today. And we got out, we went shopping a little bit, and we came home. So that was my outing. I was only gone for a few hours, like maybe 4 hours or 5. But again, I'm never gone for an extended period of time. So my one worry is that we will need some assistance, that she'll need to watch my kid, whether I'm giving birth or in the future, if something goes wrong or whatever, if I'm stuck in the hospital, I need someone to watch my kid. My father hates changing diapers. My mom is good with changing diapers and cleaning up and all that. I'm hoping to have him potty trained soon. We're going to start that literally this week. Get him moving, get him used to new big boy underpants. So we're starting the 3-step program with that, 3-day potty training. Hopefully it works. And if not, then I try a new technique. But I'm going to try the technique that I learned from this one mom. It seems very simple, and it seems like I can do it. So wish me luck on that endeavor. But I do intend to potty train him, and quick, because the quicker he's out of those Pampers or the pull-ups, the more financially stable we're going to get a little bit, because then we can save some money on that, which that's actually pretty expensive. That's like, I think 50 per box or something. They're ridiculously high priced. So that would definitely be something. But yeah, I'm just going to take it a day at a time and just try not to stress. The last time I was pregnant, I cried a bunch. I was so sad and depressed, and because my situation wasn't ideal even then. And it seems like anytime I feel like I could recover or get on a weight program or try to self-improve, I end up pregnant. So, but again, like I said, little blessing. Kiddo's gonna have a playmate. There are positives to every negative, and we're just gonna have to make it work and swing it. And obviously, I'm excited about, is it a boy? Is it a girl? Will he or she look like me, or like their father? Now their father, like the father of this baby, is super gorgeous. He is just really handsome. So I imagine this kid's gonna look beautiful, just like my last baby, because how could my children look anything but, right? But just to get it straight, like, all babies are pretty to me. I love all babies. Babies are just gorgeous little creatures, so gorgeous little people. But yeah, I couldn't believe that 3 sticks and they all came back the same. So I'm definitively pregnant. I'm very pregnant. There's not even a question on if I'm pregnant. That is so pregnant that you can't get any more pregnant than this. So, but yeah, I think it's like, being this fertile, some women would kill for it. Like, there are some women out there that want children so bad, and I feel really bad for those people that have struggled so hard, and yet even when I use protection, I end up pregnant. So it's, it's very unfair to those ladies and also a little unfair to me. Because now I really can't chance it. This means absolutely no men ever again until marriage, and then everything else. So yeah, I meant what I said. I'm a nun at this point, because I can't chance a third child out of wedlock before, I'm gonna have my hands full with two, and the father is not gonna live with me. We're not gonna be cohabitating, so it's gonna be super hard. So yeah, but I'll keep you guys updated as we go along on the journey of single parent motherhood and see if I can't do well by my children on my own. Am I going to stop dating entirely? Well, I'm not going to stop looking for my soulmate, for the person who will want to take the step of marriage with me, who will want to help take care of my children and love them as their own. I don't want to give up that dream. I would love to have a full-fledged family. Father, mother, children. But finding that someone of whom can stay loyal and monogamous and actually fall in love with little old me, a girl with problems, we'll see. I'll date, but I definitely am not gonna jump in bed with anybody. So they better be prepared, because there ain't nothing they could say. They could love me to the moon and back. They're not getting anything from me. Maybe a kiss, but we're not going beyond there, because I got 2 kids, both conceived from bad conception. Yeah, this is whenever I have trouble thinking. This is the speech delay that I told you guys about. After the first couple of strokes with my first pregnancy, sometimes I forget what I'm saying. That's fine. But yeah, let's just hope everything goes better this time around, that I don't suffer complications in the 3rd trimester. But after I get through the 1st trimester, I think everything will be better, personally. My goal is to make sure this kid makes it past the 1st trimester, the 2nd trimester, and into the 3rd trimester. And if I can get that far, they're pretty much guaranteed to life, to live. So, yeah. My goal is to keep this baby in me for as long as possible until it comes out healthy. And also to raise my kid the best I can. And I have no idea how my son will react to having a sibling, but I gotta make sure that I can divvy up the attention equally for the newborn and my son. I'm gonna be a one-woman circus crew, where I'm breastfeeding on one hand and bouncing one kid on my knee in the other. But yeah, it's gonna be challenging, but I'm open to it. Yeah, a little shocking. Definitely had me thinking about, it's a blessing. It really is. Just thinking about how they're gonna be so cute together, and my son's gonna be happy having a sibling. They could run around in the yard when they're older, play in the grass, blow bubbles, finger paint, just have fun together, and it'll be worth it. It will be so worth it. So I'm not just gonna devote all my time to the newborn and forget that I have a little 2-year-old running around. That's impossible. I will have to continue to teach my kid how to potty correctly. I'm sure there will be accidents. I'm sure that he'll regress a bit, but I don't want him to feel the need to regress. I want to give him enough attention to where he feels like, hey, this is a new addition. Doesn't mean you're not going to get mommy time. You're going to get mommy time just like the baby's going to get mommy time. You're both going to get equal mommy time. I'm not just going to ignore you and be all about the new baby. So I want him to feel included in the process. I want to read him some books about big brothers and all that. Get him, let him know it's coming so he can be prepared for it. As I'm getting bigger, I'll point out mommy has a baby in her tummy, and that new baby is going to be your sibling, your sister or brother. And or just wait until I figure out the sex of the baby and then say, this is your little sister or your little brother, and they're in mommy's tummy, So I think I would do that. And just let him feel part of the process. Let him pick out some toys for the new baby, or pick out a new outfit for the new baby, take him shopping or something. Let him be part of the process. If I let him be part of the process, he won't think that mommy's being stolen. Hopefully it'll lower the sibling rivalry aspect, and that he'll be really gentle with the baby, and that I can get him to love the baby before it's even born. So I want him to feel very much included in the process, and make him feel like everything is the same as normal. It's just that we're having a new member of the family joining us. So, but man, is it going to be hard. Can you imagine breastfeeding every 2 to 3 hours with a newborn, and then getting up early in the morning at 9 o'clock to make breakfast for the other child? Yeah, that'll be me. God, I'm gonna like, I don't even know if my body will continue to produce milk under that kind of stress. We'll see, won't we? I'll eat more oatmeal, and I'll be eating like oatmeal cookies, and like lactation cookies and stuff like that. I might even take medicine for lactation to make sure I lactate properly for my newborn, because I intend to have that baby on breast milk for a year, just like I did with my son. And we'll see how that goes. But I know that at least a year I want that kid on breast milk. My son is the healthiest kid on the planet. He only ever got sick one time. And I highly believe it's because he's raised on breast milk. So, yeah. But yeah, I will have to, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to pump this time. I think I'm just going to leave it up to nature. It's either my baby's a good suckler or not. It's either he or she gets the milk or they don't. And if they don't, then have to switch it to formula or buy pump at that point. But we'll have to see how that goes. Each kid's different. Each situation's different. I might have to start out on the pump and then go to the baby. But either way, baby's going to get breast milk for a year. And then I stop that and then switch them to cow milk later at the age of 2. Or when they turn 1. Yeah, after they turn 1, that's whenever I changed for Elion. Because as much as I loved to make sure he got breast milk, I also did not like, because he didn't take the breast, he took a bottle. I also didn't quite like it because, it was a very painful process. The pump is not gentle like a baby is. It was a whole different experience, and definitely a difficult experience. So I would have much rather he had been on the breast itself, personally. So this baby is either going to excel or not, and that will determine if I make milk or not. And because I really do not want the pump again. I hate the pump. I had to spend 40 minutes on a pump, literally, because my letdown wouldn't happen for a pump. It hated the pump. My boobs were too big, apparently, to be worked properly by a pump. But either way, it was super difficult. I spent so much time on that pump because I had to pump every 3 to 4 hours to keep my supply up so that I could support my kid. And it just took so much time away from him, and I don't want that to be the case for the new baby. So can't happen. I can't be pumping with 2 kids waiting for my attention and me going, Mommy needs to pump for a while. Mommy needs time. I don't want to do that, so I'm not gonna. But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Everybody hopes for the best with that, but some people just can't. And that's okay. So, we're gonna see. I'm very much hoping for me being successful in that area without having to go through hoops to make it happen. So, I'm just gonna try the all natural way, eat a lot of fruits and veggies, and make sure that I have enough milk to go around. But yeah, I'm gonna do my best with this whole thing. I'm looking on the bright side of everything. Bright side is I'm gonna have a healthy, beautiful child at the end of this because I intend to use no medications, like I said, no creams, no nothing until I give birth. I know that sounds outrageous. Might sound overprotective, but that's just me. I don't. It's not just my body right now. I have a little one to think about too, and that little one is very much, in my opinion. Now, people have already told me this, that I'm more important than the health of my baby. I know I should feel that way because I have another little one on the ground already. So I should feel that my life is imperative to his development and to be there for him. But I'm going to be very, very real with you. This baby in me is no less important than the baby I already have. And this baby is definitely going to, how do I put this? The last time I was pregnant with my son, I thought this way too. If it came down to it, I would rather him be okay, even if I wasn't. I feel the same way about this kid. They are no less important than me. Them and me, we're one. We're one and the same. I want both of us to be good, to be okay. I want both of us to pull through it together. I mean, there's going to be some scary moments. There might be a moment where I'm going to stroke out. There might be a moment whenever my heart rate goes crazy. There might be a moment whenever my blood pressure goes up. There could be problems during the delivery. There could be issues. I mean, I'm a very high risk individual, and now to put my weight on top of that, I'm even more high risk this time. Now, risking your life to have a baby. Some people might think that's foolish, that's dumb. Why would you do that? You know, like, I want to live. But if I thought so selfishly that my life is more important than that of my own child, what kind of mother would I be? I don't believe that. This child might be a little underdeveloped right now and they're still baking, but they're no less important than my own life. We are both equally as important. And it is my job to get as far along in this pregnancy as possible and to stay as healthy as I can in the meantime. And if it gets hairy to the point where there is a risk to my life, I'm sure doctors will act accordingly. Just like they did this last time. This last time they delivered my kid 37 weeks at 37 weeks, which is 3 weeks early. Now, that might happen again. I might go in for another C-section and have an early induction. It might have to happen. Depends on my health, depends on the baby's health, and it depends on what happens. If things go wrong like they did last time at the 3rd trimester, then that's just something I gotta face. And my cousin is very concerned, as he should be. I mean, I suffered strokes, and that's major. Strokes can make you go blind. Strokes can cause a lot of brain damage. And I got lucky that only my center for language was affected. So, but you always run the risk of something else happening. But he asked, and he said, well, what if this one hurts you? What if you get hurt worse than the last time? What about your other kid? And I said, it's a risk. It's always a risk. Especially when you have a genetic illness, everything is a risk. I take risks every day. Getting up, walking, swimming, Being active with my kid every day is a risk because every day I get hurt. There's not a day I don't get hurt. So the way I look at it is that if I'm already taking risks, and let's look at it the logical way too. If I thought like everybody else, logically, that my life should be more important than that of my developing baby, then then I would say, okay, let's be rid of it, if that's how I thought. And if that's how I thought, and I said, okay, let's be rid of it, let's look at the reality of the situation. Reality is that abortion is no safer than having my baby. In fact, if I had the abortion procedure, which no doctor would want to do that on somebody with blood vessels so fine like mine, but if they so happen to be dumb enough to do that, I could bleed out from that procedure. I could, get an infection really badly in there. It can kill me. So again, that's a risk. And if I have to argue, it's even more of a risk than going ahead and carrying my baby. At least with the life-threatening risk of having my baby, I at least get something out of it. Whereas if I'm gambling my life with ending another life, I couldn't live with myself after that, even if I did live. But chances are that would kill me too. So where are we at? There's nothing to be done then. So if I was logical and really did think that way, then I still wouldn't go through with the abortion because my life is so important. But yeah, that's how I view children. Children should be held in the highest priority by their parents. And just because my one child has been around for 2 years and this one is brand new does not make this child any less important than the one that I already have. So as soon as I got that positive test result, I said, okay, I'm going to take good care of you. And that's what I intend to do. So whether it's boy or girl, don't know. But yay! Sibling for Elion. So there's that. But yeah, there are definitely concerns. Like my sister laughed her head off. These results are so definitive. Like she was looking for a faint little line, and we got 2 big bold lines. She was looking for one that might be faint or something, but I'm so pregnant it showed. So yeah, crazy. Definitely about, like I said, 4 weeks along, about to be 5. I'm gonna have to take it easy because last time I did bleed in my first trimester, so I'm just gonna have to take it easy with this one too until we're past the first trimester. So I'm not gonna get into any battling matches with my son. I'm gonna be taking prenatal vitamins and eating healthy and just trying to give this kid a chance. So yeah. But yeah, so definitely looking forward to seeing this new little face and getting to know this new little life and seeing how we both develop together on this journey. I just hope that I don't get any more injured than I already am. I'm telling you, my back is screaming. My shoulder hurts the worst it's ever hurt in my life, but I can't do anything about it. I just have to bear the pain and just do my best and try to sleep as much as I can when I can, even if I have trouble sleeping. So, yeah, that's pretty much my update for now. I am definitely pregnant. Sometimes I wonder how this happens to me. It's either the universe loves to give me surprises or it hates me. But I'll have to figure out finances and everything else too. And I'm gonna take steps for that. It's just I had been depressed recently. We had recently moved. My uncle died of cancer. It's just there was a lot. So, and now there's all these boxes I gotta unpack. I got a lot to do to prepare, but I've got a little one coming and one on the ground still. So I'm gonna have to get my ass in gear and get going. So it's just gonna be hard. gonna be tough. But no wonder my uterus felt heavy. That explains it. I even said before that I only ever felt that pressure whenever I was pregnant with my son, and lo and behold, I'm pregnant. Figures. I mean, yeah, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it is, and yeah. But yeah, his father is like super pretty, so I'm excited to see if my kid's gonna have black hair or brown hair, if they're gonna have my eyes or his eyes, or this is how excited I was for my first son too. You know, like I was just thinking, oh, he's gonna be so pretty. I hope he looks like me, you know. Uh, and he did. He came out looking almost exactly like me. It was kind of scary. I hope this kid looks like me to some capacity too, because let's get real. If this kid looks like me as well, then that would be pretty cool, because then I could identify it if it's taken way too early. But if not, I'll still remember it, I'm sure, by instinct. If the same thing repeats with this pregnancy as last pregnancy. I hope not. Pray that it doesn't, because I just want to have a smooth sailing, very happy-go-lucky pregnancy. I'm just thinking about nothing but, oh, I wonder what the little baby's gonna be, and how I know my mom's gonna love you. So yeah, my mom's happy for my son, not so happy about the situation we are in. And I agree. It's not ideal, but we shouldn't let fear rule our decision either. We can make it work. Every family has ups and downs, but we can make it work as long as I stay celibate for the rest of my days. Because there's no way I'm going to chance this again. I learned my lesson twice. You know how they say if you trick me again, like if you trick me once, shame on you. Trick me twice, shame on me. Trick me 3 times. I don't know how that goes. Let me know how that goes. I don't remember. But yeah, so it's a little bit of a thing. So yay team! We are definitely Prego Mayago. But the father is excited. The father is helping me pick names. The father wants to be involved. The father wants to take a photo shoot with me. The father's coming next week to see us. And he's always had feelings for me. He said he fell in love with me whenever we were teenagers, but it just didn't work out. We went our separate ways. We found each other again online, and now we are expecting the unexpected. You know, we weren't expecting this, but we are expecting now. So it's definitely something. Yeah, we'll find out what the gender is later, and I just hope that I don't gain too much weight. I just hope I don't gain too much weight. I can't. I'm so heavy. My joints hurt. So just pray with me. Pray I don't gain too much weight. Anyway, but yeah. So remember, when you view, peace, love, unity, and respect, and hopefully everything goes well, and that I have a healthy baby, and that my health is also healthy. But I'm going to do everything possible to make sure that I'm also healthy and I'm safe during this process. So I just dropped my phone because my hand is weak and the shoulder hurts. But yeah. Bye, everybody. Bye.